Hello, options traders. So I just want to let everyone know I am absolutely thrilled to have the deep dive calendars and diagonals course completed. Here it is, October 29th. This is going to be released on November 1st. There's going to be a discount that people can get on this prior to that. But I believe it's over 8 hours is going to include. So this is just kind of an outline of this course. There's going to be a course introduction where we get into what all's going to be covered, etc. Then there's going to be about an hour and 10 minutes on theory. What is the theory of calendars and diagonals? We're going to talk about some of the tools that I use during the process. Then we're going to get into the application of time spreads. This is the meat of the thing. This is where we're going to talk about things like long versus short calendars. In fact, let me put on my my drawing tool here. So we're going to look specifically at long versus short calendars, put versus call calendars. When would you use one over the other? Calendars versus diagonals, the various widths of time spreads. How wide might you make a calendar or diagonal and why? Then we're going to get into a couple bonus things. We've got a bonus of how to not overpay for the exit of a position. That's something that a lot of newer traders, particularly with time spreads, don't necessarily know. We're going to get into double, triple calendars, why you might use them. Time spreads as adjustments. So if you're familiar with trading butterflies, condors, etc., there's some very effective techniques where you can use time spreads to adjust those trades. Got a whole section on that. Let's see, then we're going to look at, I've got a little back testing information in here for you, and then a whole section on what I'll call best practices around time spreads and diagonals. Now I got to turn this off here to scroll up, and then we'll get to the rest of it. So this is where we start getting into adjustments. How do you know when to adjust? Adding new tents into a calendar or a diagonal, rolling a tent maybe up or down in the market, kind of like what we do with butterflies, but there's reasons when and why to do that. We're going to look at diagonalizing our trades. So maybe you get in as a calendar and the market does some things that maybe force you to consider adjusting. One of the adjustments is putting in a diagonal putting in a vertical that will switch that calendar to a diagonal. And then also, there's something that a lot of traders don't fully comprehend with calendars and diagonals. You can get in. Trade can be centered right under the tent, right where you want it to be, but that trade can be losing a decent amount. I get into why that happens and some things that you might want to do about it. So when you roll through all of this, probably one of the biggest takeaways is that most people do not understand calendars and diagonals effectively enough to be trading them. Oh, I should also mention here, I don't know if I mentioned this previously or not, but a whole section, over an hour, on trading calendars and diagonals, specifically around earnings. So again, many people don't quite understand how calendars and diagonals work because they're a little bit unique in that their tent is not stable. The tent on a calendar and diagonal will enlarge and contract with volatility, and we get into a great deal of understanding how and why that happens and what to do about it when it does happen. So again, this is a very comprehensive course. If you have ever thought about calendars and diagonals, particularly around earnings, that's really my only earnings play that I will do. And again, I spend over an hour getting into this. I should also say that virtually every example that I'm going to share with you here is a live trading example. So while we talk about theory early on and I show examples of different trade entries. They're not really entered trades. They're just talking about the concept of entering trades and what might happen to a trade. But then virtually everything else is live trades that I've made over the last year. And I've documented these so that I can actually share real-world results, good and bad. In fact, there's one trade that's in here that is my absolute worst calendar trade for the year, and I go back and dissect how I got in the position I got into and what other people should learn from that to avoid it. So, again, I wish everyone to seriously consider the course, and if you are going to consider it and you're seeing this before November 1st, 2023, I'd urge you to jump all over it. I'll put a link down below to the special offer. There's also a special offer there that will include, or the ability of an upsell, to also add a couple months of the alert service at a reduced rate. So there's an additional potential savings there. So thank you so much, everyone. I look forward to seeing you in the class. One final comment is I do plan to have, while this is all recorded, I do plan to have a live session about 4 weeks out after people have been able to digest all of this content. So while there are spaces in here where you can respond or reach out to me with any questions you have in each one of these sections, more importantly than that is that I will have a follow-up class. It'll be about an hour long. It'll be in about 4 weeks, where anybody taking this class will be invited to it, and we can discuss any questions and concepts there. That will also be recorded and then added in as part of this ongoing class going forward. Again, thank you very much, everyone. Take care.